away a bit there.
Right.
Hello and welcome to Blackmans Bay Studios. My name is Mick and this is my old mate Keith.
Hiya.
And today we're going to speak about a very contentious local issue, aren't we, Keith?
Yes, local to Tasmania, so if you're living in the UK it might not affect you, but we're talking about the Mount Wellington Cable Car.
Yes, and for the uninitiated, Hobart nestles at the base of Mount Wellington, and there's been an argument for many years about whether or not to build a cable car.
Bloodshed. Bloodshed there'll be.
Now, for the record, our position is we don't care whether or not it's built. We don't care.
No.
What we do object to is the possibility that state government tax money will be used to prop it up if things go wrong with it.
Well,
So-
not only, but we'll go even further. Because if this thing goes tits up, it will be the state government who has to step in and take the whole thing over.
Precisely.
Yeah, as a public transport, you know.
So here's the nuts and bolts of it. Now, at the launch in 2013-14, the website said that the build cost would be $36 million, with an adult fare costing $25 and children and concessions $13. Now, the journey time of about 6 minutes. Now, the website this week's doesn't quote a build cost, but on the ABC they said 54 million.
That will be 60 by the time it starts again. But,
Now, they don't give fares, only they say that there's a family fare of $64, and if one of the parties is their birthday, they go for free. Now, they reckon they're going to build a cafe, a restaurant, an amphitheatre, and other amenities like a ranger station. The interesting thing that they said was that it's not a commercial venture, a public amenity at no public cost. They also claim they're going to take 180,000 cars off the road. There'll be 2 gondolas, or as they like to call them, trams, one at the top, one at the bottom, and they counterbalance one another. And they're quite big, 6.9 metres by 3.9 metres, with onboard staff, and they're big enough for school parties and tourist groups. Now, they reckon they're also going to be used of a night to service the amenities. Of course, they've got to get their equipment up there, but also to take waste and sewage off the mountain. Now, the reason we stated our position on it is because in 2013, the company that leased the ABT West Coast Scenic Railway decided all of a sudden, we're not making any money, and walked away from it. And the state government had to step in and spend 25 million upgrading the track, etc., to keep it running.
that's the railway that is on the west coast, yeah.
So there's the nuts and bolts of it. So Keith, that's a lot of money for an investment, isn't it?
Yeah,
So how many? The state government has done feasibility studies.
5 of them.
5.
5 of them. I'm not sure when the first one was done. You know, you could call me a liar, but certainly from the 60s till now, there's been 5 feasibility studies on this, and not one of them showed up as economically viable.
Right.
Now, obviously, they're looking at the massive amount of tourists coming into the state, and everyone's going to be flocking up that mountain, aren't they?
So how does the
single one
investment
of them.
side of it work, Keith?
Well, I mean, it's a very difficult, you know, thing to work out, the investment. I mean, I'm gonna stick my neck out and say the build cost of this will be $60 million. You know, now if you're investing in it, you want a return on that investment, won't you?
Yeah, of course.
Well, whether or not you invest $2,000 or 25 million, you're still going to want to get your money back. And I would have assumed that you want to get your money back within, I don't know, 25 years. You know, or at least not, you know, because if you buy shares in it, you're a shareholder. So over that 10-year period or whatever period it is, you don't want it to lose money, do you?
No, of course not. No.
You know, so every year you're going to get a little bit of a dividend, I suppose, on your money, and you don't want that to run down. But I can't see how they're going to get that amount of money and the amount of people up that mountain. You know, I just can't see it. I mean, we're talking about what? Hang on a minute, I've got some figures here. I'll just have a look at my figures.
Well, in 2021, they're talking about 470,000 a year.
I mean, if they want this thing to be viable over 10 years, and if there's a 10-year payback period, that you're looking at 6 million a year, aren't you?
Yeah.
Which is 240,000 people a year, just to keep it viable and keep your money back. I mean, that's you know, to me it looks like there's about 657 people. The first 657 people per day is just going to be used to prop it up. That's without any profits or anything like that. You know, I just can't see it.
The more you do look into it, the more you think, especially if you live in Hobart and the surrounding area, and you know the region and know the visitors that do go up there by the road. Which, well, what's going to happen to the road, Keith?
Well, I mean, you know, I reckon that the amount of people, local people, will drive up there. Why would I want to go up there and pay, you know, with the family? Why would I want to go and pay $64, $68, whatever it is? It will probably go up. Just to go up there and have a look at the top. I've been there, Mick. Have you been there?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to have a cafe. Well, I mean, that's a dear bleeding latte, isn't it?
Yeah,
and a smoked salmon bagel, isn't it?
But in 2021, they forecast that 84,000 of the cable car users will be local Tasmanians. Yeah. 84,000.
Yeah.
There's only 560,000 people in the whole state.
Yeah.
Where are they coming from?
They're running buses up there at the moment. There's a couple of tour companies run buses up there. All they're doing at the top is they're giving them 30 minutes to get out at the top, have a walk around, and the bus comes back. Now, be honest with you, that is all you need. Certainly at the moment, you don't need no more than 30, because one way you look out and you've got all that view, as long as there's no fog or cloud up there, of course, which you get quite a bit of. But if you turn your back and look the other way, it's just a load of old scrubland, isn't it? There ain't even a decent view out the back.
And if they do build that restaurant, which will be leased, you come up with a very good point, didn't you? Who's going to take the restaurant?
That's right.
Because they'll have to fit it out, won't they?
Yeah.
It'd be their cost to fit it out. Yeah. And then they've got to staff it.
Well, restaurants are marginal at best, aren't they?
Oh, they are.
You know.
There's a very high turnover of eateries in Tasmania because it's a small population, even with the tourists.
Yeah.
And the tourists, we do get a lot of tourists now, don't we, Keith?
We do.
But can it support that?
Yeah. I mean, the cable car company are going to look at every car that drives up that mountain as $25, or how many people are in it, $25 a head, as though money's coming straight out of their pocket, isn't it? Yeah. But I can tell you now, the aim is going to be to shut that road off.
Well, that $25,
they'll put pressure on you.
Remember, that $25 was from 2014 with a $36 million build cost. Now it's up to 54 to 60 million, depending on who you speak to. Yeah. Is that still going to be the same? None of it really adds up when you look at it with from a point of view where you're not biased by it. We're not biased by it. Like we say, we don't care if they want to build it, let them build it. Yeah. But as long as it don't cost us any money.
That's right. And as I've said, I wouldn't go up there on a cable car. It doesn't bother me if I never go up Mount Wellington again, because I've seen how many times I've been up there. I don't know, dozens of times. You know, taking friends and visitors up there and things like that.
That's when we go up there, isn't it?
I've been there and seen the view. That's it.
And it's a nice view, but it's a view like a 5-minute view, isn't it? You look at it, say it's very nice.
Yeah, so I'll look at it over there. Yeah, they say, right, okay, let's go down again.
And one other thing, I went on a cable car a couple of months ago in London. Now that's about a 10-minute journey. It goes from North Greenwich over to the Royal Docks, and the main thing is it costs £3.50, which is what, $7 at most, $6 or $7. Now, people don't mind paying that sort of money, and it was interesting. Yeah. But the price was right. Wellington in New Zealand, they've got a cable car, $7 that costs. Here they're talking about a $25 minimum.
Yeah, I find it, well, you know.
Yeah, so that's why we've decided to make this film, is because it really doesn't add up. And
well, to us it doesn't.
No.
I mean, you can see this stuff on the web. I'll show you I'll flash it up on the screen as some of the blurb that they got on there, if you can understand it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's a lot of facts and figures in there that, to me, is all smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, it's a very, very cleverly crafted website, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Very,
yeah.
very clever.
Yeah.
They've put a lot of time and effort into that website, you can tell.
Yeah.
Because it's just gives information that doesn't quite give the whole picture.
No.
It's very, very clever.
Yeah. So that's where we sit, don't we?
Yes.
You know.
Yes. So that's our position, and be interested to hear if we get any feedback on it.
I doubt it. I doubt it, but you know, because it's a black and white issue. You're either for it or against it, aren't you?
Well, that's the way it seems, and that's.
But we're in the middle.
No. This is our argument.
We're your greys.
Our argument hasn't been approached before, is it?
No.
So I hope you've enjoyed it and been enlightened a bit by it. Thanks for watching.
Yep. And we'll see you very, very shortly.
Bye-bye.
Maybe. Ta-da. Bye.
This has been a Blackmans Bay Studio production.